The only reason there's multiple reasons, and this probably has nothing to do with podcasts, but like not having been in the military, I regret, even though it's crazy, because if I was in the military, it would have been during war times. It's like, are you sure you want to do that? But the reality is, I would have liked to challenge myself to see how I would have, where I would have ended up.
Hmm.
And then there's also the protecting your country aspect. And then there's the aspect of humans, men have been at war since forever, whether it's protecting your cave, your country, your king, your whatever, your home, your community. War is life, as terrible as it can be, from what I hear, which is that's what I hate about it. It is a part of life. And I never got to experience being a part of that. The only thing I can speak to is the camaraderie of a baseball team and
Well,
the protecting of your family and stuff like that. But you know what I'm saying?
absolutely. And that's why I love, as someone who I voiced earlier was never interested in making the military a career. This is, same as I think athletes would echo this is whatever industry you're selling in is the closest thing to aligning with your strengths and that DNA as a competitive, risk taker, comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? But I think you made a couple good points, not too many, but a couple.
No, you can hype me up.
Yeah, so I think about it, one of the first books that a mentor early on in my sales career recommended was Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. And you talked about one of them, which was seek to understand. And like taking the time, this is under the umbrella of like, being a lifelong learner, continuous growth, keeping an open mindset, especially now more than ever, because the market, whether it's medical or tech or you name it, is only continuing to increase the rate of change, right? Everything's changing
Yes.
at a rapid pace, and that tempo or that speed is only increasing, which means you need to check the ego. You need to understand that you're never going to know it all, and you need to your point, be self-aware of where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are, and be able and humble and willing to leverage other people's strengths that are your weaknesses, right? Because a lot of times, if we're talking about like enterprise level sales, you're talking about high ticket items, medicals, prime, finance, technical solutions, right? These are B2B large enterprise
Big
sales
impact
cycles
on
that have
people.
huge impact on an organization as a whole, right? They usually align with like the most strategic initiatives, board level directives that you hear on an earnings call if they're public. And so it's a team sport is what I'm trying to get at. And if you're not a team player and you're not self-aware and you're a ball hog, metaphorically, you are going to be a liability to your team and ultimately yourself, I think, right? You do have those anomalies that are like the lone wolves,
Yeah.
but those only succeed in certain niche industries and segment types.